Looking back, looking ahead, always good to have that context. It helps us understand where we're going, and we're going to help you understand where we're going with this forecast. Great to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. The trough and the jet stream, the fairly calm weather, the temperatures up and going up even more dramatically tomorrow, about 5 degrees above normal in Newfoundland, closer to 10 degrees above average. Southwest flow, jet stream going way up, and our spring thaw will continue. Now that does raise the risk of flooding, which is typical every spring, but we've had some atypical storms back to back, big snowstorms. Gander and your snowpacks across the province, and notably in Gander, are steadily coming down. Meanwhile, steadily going up today. We were already in the mid-teens around Toronto Hamilton through the morning drive. By the end of the drive, and I was just looking at temperatures across the province through the lunch hour in the 20-degree range. Double digits, 18 degrees near to Sudbury, but 20 degrees colder in Timmins, which is 3-4 hours north, and Sudbury getting thunderstorms. And there is active weather moving in to the south later on today, but if you've got the sunshine and the warm air, and of course, breezy weather. It's been quite breezy today with that southwest wind. Get out and enjoy it. Do your bike ride, knock off from work early if you can. Showers and thunderstorms. It's a bit messy and disorganized. It is snow in the north, freezing rain in between, and a few rounds of thunderstorms possible, not just today, but as colder air presses south, unstable conditions, the risk of thunderstorms through the pre-dawn period, so that's overnight through the Golden Horseshoe and out through the Kawarthas towards Kingston. Eastern Ontario has the risk of thunderstorms lingering through Tuesday. Cold front will go through, and when it does, our temperatures will drop, and you can see all of that on your local forecast, which is coming up in about 90 seconds. So how cold it's going to get, how warm it could get this afternoon, and more with the radar showing your thunderstorms or your active weather or your lack of it right now. We've had some kind of gloomy weather around the capital today. A few clouds and showers, weak trough of low pressure, sunshine further east, temperatures coming up again this week across the prairies, BC on and off showers. The middle of the week is the timing to watch for the next bigger push of rain for BC, alpine snow, some lingering instability today, but it's not just a BC storm. It will be the next and rather significant low for the prairies. Dr. Doug coming up on the Long Ranger later this half hour, calling this, what did he call it? Let me see. I'll call it a game changer. He's calling it a significant pattern change. And it's a BC system helping to generate a strong clipper, easterly upslope wind. So some rain, but some snow, and it'll be heavy snow at times. Heavy snow. Friday is Good Friday. Oh, tonight, tomorrow night, special nights for Passover. So a lot going on this week and a long weekend ahead for many, and this will be a swath for some, the potential of 20 centimeters of snow. Is it you? Your weather now. Okay, I'll let you decide. Here's this afternoon across the country. It's Tuesday. That's the west, that's the east. Wow, 28? Okay, we've adjusted this forecast. 28 degrees, the power of the sun at this time of year, and a big push southwest wind. Yeah, that's colder air. In Ontario, it is snowing, there is freezing rain, there's thunderstorms, there are thunderstorms, I should say, and there is also a whole lot of warmth. We'll go east in a moment. We'll go west. We'll talk about the snow that's coming in. Yeah, snow in the Long Range. Some snow at elevation today. It's kind of more, it's really more of a spotty, unsettled sort of pattern today and tomorrow. Weak high pressure nudging in, but by midweek, we've got our stronger Pacific low that's going to come ashore, affecting BC and Washington State. It will reorganize east of the Rockies, and we'll start to do this. Now, watch Winnipeg, 15 degrees and sunny. So that's pleasant. That's a 10-degree jump from today's daytime highs. We are dropping down further and further for Alberta. And by late Wednesday, this low approaching will start with its easterly winds to bring some snow to Kananaskis and Canmore, Banff, Jasper, Edmonton by Thursday lunchtime. And there's going to be a swath of heavy snow across central northern areas of Alberta and Saskatchewan. The exact placement, still up in the air. The low hasn't formed yet, but we can tell you that there will be 10 to 20 centimeters of snow for some. Edmonton, you are at risk. Calgary, you're more at risk early in the forecast period. But from Wednesday night through Saturday, there is snow in the forecast for parts of the prairies. And the snow threat looks something like this. So it's quiet in Saskatchewan, warm enough for showers. There's that potential of a heavy swath of snow. So that's the west. Here's the east now with some rainfall. Ontario, and Quebec. And thunderstorms, periods of rain being replaced by periods of freezing rain. Parts of the north today as cold, rare. Yeah, really. I know. Surprising, right? Temperatures climbing to almost 30 in Montreal today. Yeah, I'm just thinking how nice it would be to be sitting on a patio there, but not here. 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. A wet Sunday, Monday, colder air sinking south. Thunder Bay, a 15-degree temperature drop from yesterday to today. And tomorrow, the temperature is going to drop in Ontario. It's spotty amounts of rain. Your local weather's coming up. You'll see how much rain you can specifically expect for your area. There are pockets of increased energy, the instability, that subtropical warmth surging north. And Ontario and Quebec, it's your turn today. And Atlantic Canada, it is your turn in the coming days. The spring thaw continues for Newfoundland. The southerly flow, some showers in the next few days. Temperatures way above average for Tuesday. More with your local weather now. Catching up with the long-range forecast. We'll catch up with Dr. Doug coming up in a moment or two. Meanwhile, wet weather sliding through the east, warm air ahead of it. Big ridge in the jet stream. Wait till you see the temperatures coming up in your local forecast for tomorrow in the Maritimes. And you've already got it today in Ontario and Quebec. And there's a little bit of really nuisance weather with some flurries continuing. Edmonton to Lloydminster up through Whitecourt. Watch that weak trough through the overnight. It'll bring briefly some light precipitation to Regina, Saskatoon, Lloydminster, North Battleford, on-off showers in BC, and some periods of rain and thundery rains in Ontario. If we take a look at the future radar, special weather statements for the Southwest. Quick reminder, watches not issued, but they may be, and warnings, meaning that severe weather is imminent or occurring. A watch means that potential. And our risk map is fairly widespread for southern Ontario, so there is a risk today of thunderstorms. Lightning, always the most common danger with thunderstorms. If you hear thunder, head on indoors. You don't want to be outside during a lightning storm. A snapshot of this afternoon across Western Canada. The Long Ranger right now. We need to look ahead, but it's also really helpful to look back. April so far, Doug, we've had some big storms in Newfoundland, but I'm seeing a lot of warmth here.
Yes, so far April has gotten off to a very warm start across central Canada. Temperatures running well above seasonal, but a big pattern change on the way. Taking a look at next week, the week after Easter, much of the country east of the Rockies will see temperatures running below seasonal. But keep in mind, seasonal is coming up 1 to 2 degrees per week.
Yeah, but when you say big pattern change, we know that we're in for something. And in this case, snapshot of Thursday, Doug, you know, more kind of homogeneous temperatures, close to normal. Calgary at 2 degrees stands out.
Yeah, and we're going to see that colder weather spreading to the east as we go through the weekend. But we do have some snow developing Wednesday night into Thursday. A developing storm system, the exact track still uncertain. So who sees the heaviest snow?
Right.
That's uncertain, but we do expect a swath of snow where accumulations will exceed 20 centimeters, some spots over 30 centimeters. This is an extended event. We're talking mostly north of Saskatoon, but including Prince Albert, Edmonton, Calgary, keeping a close eye on that. Good news, though, for the south coast of BC. We get some drier weather just in time for the weekend.
So it's a long-lasting low, Western Canada. It actually heads into the east.
It does.
And how far east will that cold air move? That's another story.
Well, eventually all the way. So we see 2 degrees in Regina on Saturday, in contrast to some upper teens and even some lower 20s in southern Ontario. It's a very warm day from the Great Lakes to the Maritimes, 20 degrees in London. Now we do see the threat for some showers and thunderstorms, uncertainty on the exact timing. We start off dry, but this front comes through. A period of showers and thunderstorms. Not a washout, but this pushes all the way to Atlantic Canada for Easter. So we take a look at temperatures on Easter. We see rather chilly across the prairies, and by Easter Monday, the cooler weather extends across most of Canada, even potentially some wintry weather in the prairies.
Good look ahead. Temperatures. Okay, I don't want to block anybody's bit of paradise today. 26, the forecast high for Ottawa. We've had to bump up the temperatures for southern Quebec as well. 28 is the forecast high for Montreal today. Normally closer to 8 at this time of year. The actual highs, normals, let's talk about Toronto, for example, 11 typically. So instead of 1-1, it's 2-1. Enjoy. Enjoy it while it lasts, because you see that little hint of blue and green up here? It's been a mild but thundery day in Sudbury. We've had freezing rain, quite extensive parts of the north, extensive freezing rain warning. Some of you getting periods of rain that will change over to freezing rain through this afternoon, evening, overnight, depending on where you are. Mess and Timmins today. Snow and freezing rain mix. It's kind of a complicated situation, as it often is at this time of year, with cold air slowly retreating but still present, and warm air, and on a day like today, not just advancing but really pushing very strongly into eastern Canada. So there's that battleground, and there are all sorts of precipitation types. So this will give you a broad overview: green and rain, snow and freezing rain in the north, pink and blue, sliding off. There it is again on Tuesday. Check your local forecast in a moment and you'll see more specifically what's in the forecast for your area. There are some dry patches in the forecast tomorrow for southern Ontario, so it's not a deluge of rain, but when it comes down, it could come down quite heavily, and along with thunder, lightning, hail certainly possible, an isolated risk of severe storms in the southwest. It is not high-risk tornado forecast today, but it's probably a good idea just to remind you that sometimes with severe or strong thunderstorms, we do get tornadoes produced. It is a low risk today, but you want to be mindful and stay aware of the weather and how things change, changeable conditions on a day like today. There's Ontario and there's Quebec as we slide the thunderstorm risk further east for Tuesday. Let the maps catch up with me. Tuesday is your warm-up in the Maritimes. Enjoy that, and lots of sunshine for Atlantic Canada. So good news there, snowpacks coming down, a thaw, a steady one after big snow lately. And although there's no snow in Calgary today, there is snow in Edmonton, and by the middle of the week there's quite a strong system to watch. Circulation around, low pressure is counterclockwise, so that's an upslope wind, which is a really favorable pattern to get snow produced. And going into the holiday weekend, we could see a swath of heavy snow picking up Thursday during the day. I know it's a little bit of snow in Edmonton today. This could be a lot more. The potential of 20 to 30 centimeters pushing south. Lots to watch out.
You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the short and long-term forecasts for your area.
Lots of warmth in the east. Yeah, temperatures in the 20s this afternoon. Montreal, Ottawa, on-off showers, meanwhile, for Vancouver and Nanaimo as we check out your forecast and the changes going ahead to the long weekend. Some big holidays this week. Passover, very special night, Monday night, Tuesday night. You may encounter some wet roads. The good news is you will not be challenged by any stormy conditions in the west just yet. Just some pockets of activity. Before we go east, I think we should continue with the west, if that's all right with you. I said no stormy conditions yet. Yeah, afraid so. 20 centimeters, not out of the question, 20 to 30. Long-range forecast models. Let me just share this data with you. There's that swath of where we think the heaviest snow is most likely to set up. Might be a little bit narrower, could be a little further north, which of course would have everything to do with your forecast specifics. So we won't give you any exact numbers just yet, but be aware that the further north you go in Alberta, certainly the potential of heavier amounts of snow, and Edmonton more so than Calgary. Calgary, you'll start a bit earlier, Wednesday, daytime, evening time in particular. Upsloping winds overnight. That's a big change for you going into a snowy pattern. Meanwhile, we've hit the 20s all along the southern Ontario region, St. Lawrence Seaway, 28 degrees For Montreal, the forecast for this afternoon, the warm-up comes for the Maritimes. Tomorrow, we're in the mid-20s. We're very cold. Timmins to North Bay is a 3 to 4 hour drive. There's about a 20-degree difference today in temperatures, and you can see that with color here. The afternoon conditions, sunshine with increasing cloud in the south. That's because some rain is moving in. In the north, for some areas, it's changed from periods of rain to periods of freezing rain, followed by snow pushing in from the north. It's not as much frozen precipitation as it is rain, but the freezing rain zone, there's a warning for a large swath of northern Ontario and adjacent areas of Quebec, nudging down towards the Laurentians. So if you've got a red banner on your screen right now, you've got a weather warning. Severe thunderstorm warnings not likely, and big rain not too likely in the south, but it's a great day to get out and enjoy a bit of gardening. Then we get some spring rains move in. For some, it's likely to be locally heavy. Why? We've got some good levels of instability, pockets of strong thunderstorms. The wind's already there, and those winds are what have helped those temperatures climb today, 10 and in some cases more than 10 degrees above normal. On Tuesday, as temperatures climb to 5 to 10 degrees above average. Few passing showers, nothing serious there. Your local forecast in 5 seconds above normal by 10 degrees in Charlottetown. Well, this is certainly where we see the most dynamic weather. Ontario, Quebec, parts of the north have changed to snow and freezing rain. It's rain further south along with the mild air. Locally heavy rains with accompanying thunderstorms. Do watch out for the danger of lightning throughout the remainder of today. I don't golf. Was that good? Was that a good shot? You look kind of close to the hole for me. But anyway, let's take a look at the glorious warmth that's